Before we start today's video, I'd like to give a shout out to Australian subscriber Brian Evans. I had the pleasure of meeting he and his lovely family when they were here on a vacation in the islands. We got together for lunch and had a great visit discussing Hawaiian records and our interests in them. So shout out to Brian Evans. Hi everybody, Kaiwaza with you and welcome back to my channel and to our journey through my Hawaiian record collection. We're on the letter O. We're going to pick up where we left off and look at some more Hawaiian vinyl today. Okay, and we start with a Japanese artist. This is a 2-record set from 1979 and it's on Japanese Crown Records, not the American budget label Crown, but Japanese Crown, which is a completely different company. It's called Hawaiian Deluxe Album, and it's by Tatsuo Ohtsuka. And this is instrumental. It's 2 albums, 2 records actually. Gatefold, and it is. They are, I should say, just instrumentals. Right? And it's all the standard songs that the Japanese Hawaiian groups always do. Your Sweet Leilani's and Beyond the Reef and Hawaiian Wedding Song and all of that. Then we have another record by Tatsuo Ohtsuka, but I have to warn you ahead of time. If you do not want to see nudity or naughty pictures, cover your eyes and don't look at this record cover. The album is called Hula Nova. Cover your eyes. Quite amazing, right? That this cover even, I know a lot of, in Europe, a lot of, topless things were done. But I guess in Japan as well, but I didn't realize quite as much in Japan. I have seen a lot of easy listening records and such that had nudity. This is from where's the year? I thought I had a year on this. Maybe not. I don't see one. But anyway, now this one, unlike the other album, it's also a gatefold, but it's just 1 record. And it is vocal. It's a vocal album, except for I think there's 2 instrumentals. The rest is all vocal on this album. Tatsuo Ohtsuka, Hula Nova. Now we come to a European artist, and I'm never sure if I'm really pronouncing this name right or not, but Franz Von Or Shot. And I've seen it spelt a couple of different ways. This one is Franz Von Or Shot, who is a steel guitarist, and the Hawaiian minstrels Aloha Hawaii. Now you can see he plays on quite a few European Hawaiian albums, although he is often not credited on them. He is playing steel. This particular record is Kilroy Parade, is the name of the label. Interesting. And I believe it's from Holland, in the Netherlands. But it doesn't seem to say, or maybe it's, I don't know. It has I guess this is Dutch. I don't know. Might be German. I think it's Dutch. I don't know. Then we have another record from Lowland. This one's definitely Holland. Franz Von Or Shot, Hawaiian Souvenirs. Nice cover of someplace that's not Hawaii, but these kind of boats are more like Indonesia or the Philippines or something. Both the previous album and this one are all instrumentals. Now we just saw a record called Hula Nova, and here is another record called Hula Nova, and interestingly it is the same song that's on both of them, Hula Nova, and it's the only two recordings of it I know. That record, of course, was from Japan. This record is from Hawaii by a Hawaiian artist named Walter Pohakulani Okert, Hula Nova.
I love to see.
This is his, it says his first album as a vocal artist. I'm not sure, he must have, it doesn't say, but I guess he performed in an instrumental capacity on some other albums, although they weren't solo albums. He must have been part of some groups or something. Many of these songs were written by Bernie Sachs.
Hauntingly so, like a beautiful tune. In dreams I see those big brown eyes.
This is Kona Records, not a label I'm familiar with, and it's the only record by Walter Okert that I have or have come across. Did I show you this picture? That's it. Here's an artist who started out actually as a hula dancer, eventually became a singer, well-respected singer. Nalani Ulua is her name. This was her first solo album here, Nalani, from 1978. Now she's a pretty serious Hawaiian musician. Now this album is Nalani Ulua with Kaimana as kind of the backup group with her. Pretty serious Hawaiian language and Hawaiian music performer. She did this one solo album, which is on Pumehana Records, and then didn't do another one for a very long time. This was 1978, and then her next release was in much later, 1986. So quite a ways. And it actually is a cassette-only release that I happen to have snagged a vinyl copy of. Now, Kahanu Records, which is what the cassette came out on, had the good sense during the period of the cassette to release their promotional releases for radio stations on albums, because we liked playing the vinyl, we didn't like playing the cassettes on the air. And so there are some of these floating around, and I was lucky to pick one up somewhere. But this is her second album, and it's called Nalani Ulua, which simply means Nalani number 2. And she's using her married name at this point, which is Nalani Ulua Reinhardt. And this is also a very nice, serious Hawaiian music album. Good luck finding the cassette. You know how hard that is. Next, we have two albums by a group I really love, and my apologies to the serious Hawaiian music community, because these albums that I love right here are total SpongeBob SquarePants kind of, crazy steel guitar. European group, I don't know anything about who they are, nothing about them. I will tell you the first record by them, they're called the Olomo Hawaiians, right here, nice glossy cover. The first one I got many, many years ago, not too long after I'd first moved to Hawaii, and I found this at, I'm trying to remember the name of that record store back then. What was it called? Jellies? I think it was Jellies. When they used to be down on, maybe it was, were they called Jellies? I don't know, there was a Jellies, there was a Froggies, I think it was Jellies. Anyway, there was one of the girlfriends of one of the guys I worked with used to work there, and she knew I was into Hawaiian music, and she would hold less expensive Hawaiian albums for me because I had like no money at all then, and so she would hold something she thought I might be interested in. This is one of those records that she held for me. Salina 5, I think, or Salina V. I have no idea what that means, whether that's a series of something. I've tried translating it in every language and I just don't come up with anything. Dreams of Tahiti, 10 Aloma Hawaiians, although the next album is just Aloma Hawaiians. On Philips, it doesn't say, I'm thinking it's a German record or Dutch or something like that. Crazy steel guitar stuff, I love it. They have a version of what's Oh My Darling Ace Thine. It's My Darling Clementine is what it is. A crazy version of it. Yeah, I love this record. Safari of Hawaii, which is like an insane version of Hawaiian War Chant. Insane. Anyway, actually, yeah, when I first moved here in the early 80s, I had a record player for a while, and then it broke or something, and like for several years, I did not actually have a record player, but I was still getting records off and on. I mean, I was like just ending college and then out of college, totally broke. I mean, had like no money whatsoever. But I was working at radio stations, and so I had access to the production room. So I would get records and record cassette tapes of them because that's what everybody was doing then. And I had, a boom box at my apartment, and that's how I would listen to them. So like I was still collecting records here and there, Hawaiian stuff, but like I had no way to play them at home for several years. That's this one. And then later on, when I was living in Oregon, in the latter part of the 80s for a while, I came across another record by the Olomo Hawaiians called Aloha Boy. Now you'll notice a lot of the European records that use the word Aloha Boy often misspell it. And it's no exception. Aloha Ohe. I've seen Aloha Away or Alo Away or all sorts of things. And it's a very fun record also. European release, Fontana label this one's on, which is a kind of a European budget label. No date on it. But it does say printed in Germany on this one. So anyway, Aloha Hawaiians. And we're going to stop there, and I hope you enjoyed that. And if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more. Check out Hawaiian Leisure Hour on YouTube, which is my other channel that's just music selections. Or if you're in the United States, you might want to check out my online radio station on live365.com, which is called Hawaiian Hi-Fi. That's 24 hours, 7 days a week, playing easy listening Hawaiian favorites from the vinyl collection. Okay? Have a good one. We'll talk to you next time, and have a good week, everybody. We'll see you later.